I think the biggest cultural shift data brings is moving us from a more active, action-driven behavior more towards to an impact-driven work.
Hi, Markus.
Good morning, Nicolas. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too. So, let's start. First question. When did you join CNH and how the journey has been so far leading the EMEA region?
I joined March last year, and so far it's really an exciting journey. So as after these famous 100 days, we started our transformation, which we call Shift Gear. And by the way, that is the place where we have the set, where we also record all these communication we want to transform and transfer to the teams about what is ahead of us. And behind Shift Gear is a tough journey where we want to make EMEA shine again with a target in the year 2030. So and there are two major baskets, which is about the commercial excellence and operational excellence, and also a bit of hope that markets will recover. And beside this, it's also for sure about also our products and innovation, what we can offer here at CNH. And I think there's a clear trend that we move from less iron to more tech. How long have you been here with CNH?
So I joined CNH 13 years ago in drive and hydraulic team. I release part, understand how production works. And with a little bit of curiosity, then I moved to driveline mechanics. I have the pleasure to design a driveline by scratch. That was really interesting. And then I moved to electrification team, in which I led the development of the first hybrid tractor prototype. And in the last couple of years, I'm an innovation team, still looking to the driveline and powertrain, and still trying to figure out how the future of the driveline and powertrain will look like. And as a powertrain engineer, the fact that you started with a similar R&D background is inspiring. What kind of advice would you give to engineers who are looking to grow in their career, also looking for some leadership opportunities?
First of all, impressive career, and like to hear that. And this is something which also I experience everywhere, the strong expertise we have here at CNH. Yes, you're right. I have a strong background in driveline and powertrains, so a strong technical background. And what I can just recommend was I always try to look from the customer side. I was always close to customers and wanted to understand their demand. And this helps you then also to bring this real understanding into the product development and moves you also close to the business. So therefore, try to get close as possible to both sides, try to meet the customers and talk to them. And that is a real asset, what always helped me in life to do the right things.
Now, let's move to data. How do you think data should impact our daily working life? And how is it already affecting yours, both professionally and personally?
I believe data shouldn't be something we collect. It's not just a data lake where we move data in and just store it. I think it's the way how we think and operate. And it's something where data literacy and the digital skills, especially around AI, automation and connectivity, that is something which need to be in our, let's say, daily skill sets of all of us. And this will also drive the future of all we do at CNH. I think the biggest cultural shift data brings is moving us from a more active, action-driven behavior more towards to an impact-driven work we have. So instead measuring success by how busy we are or how long we are in the office, data allows us to measure actually the outcomes. And I think this is a trend where we have to move on.
And this is also the topic of the next question. If we look at the EMEA region, where do you see the biggest opportunities in leveraging data, as you mentioned, not only to measure the performances, but also to improve and support the decision, products, and ultimately the customer outcomes?
2 weeks ago, it was in San Mateo, where we had a bigger press event where we also showed publicly our investments in R&D and the virtual product development. I I think this is a key area where we need to move even faster than we do today in order to shorten product development times and to get, even before we go into the physical testing, that we get as much as possible results of the design we have in mind. And from the people or / the customer side, I think here we have also big opportunities ahead of us using CRM data so that we can be much more proactive in the way how we help our customers in the field. Nicholas, from an engineering perspective, how do you see data changing the way powertrain and driveline systems are designed or optimized? Can you give us some examples of what you're doing in Modena / San Mateo?
Yeah, you already mentioned several of these examples, really making the tractor more smart, leveraging AI, virtual environment, these are all examples. But I want to add a couple of them. The first one, I think that we are also moving, using data to make much more data-driven decision from the very beginning of the concept. That is really important. And this is, for instance, what we are working on driveline in order to understand how to maximize the technological opportunities and how to minimize the business risk. As you mentioned, this is really, really the key. And the second point that I want to mention is statistics. Today, we have access to a lot of data from fleet, and this is much more than single vehicles. And this gives us the possibility to really optimize the tractor design, the driveline design, really to what is needed in its usage, and also unlock the possibility of smart control logic that really, as you mentioned, make the difference for the customer. What's your favorite car?
I like sports cars, and especially those who have a horse on their brand icon.
Is there a place in EMEA that surprises you, and why?
I don't have a single place in mind when I talk about EMEA. It's rather that I enjoy the diversity of this region, where we have to serve and have the cultural differences, let's say, from Finland down to Portugal or Cape Town or Middle East. So this is something, the diversity we have in this region, that is what is really a beautiful element of EMEA.
I think I was every time surprised by how our customer are using the technology. So every time that I goes to a customer, as you mentioned, this is really inspiring from engineering viewpoint.
Where do you see the main difference in the markets?
It really depends also on the type of soil, on the type of everything. I mean, it's very local, the needs for the customer. And this is really also making some challenges in order to optimize the driveline and tractor design in this way. And if you have to describe EMEA in 3 words, what would they be?
I would choose the dynamic we have in the region, the diversity, as I just mentioned, and the transformation and the transforming part of the countries. That is something, how I would summarize EMEA right now. So it's a great journey we have ahead of us. We have all the ingredients to be successful in this region, and I'm looking forward for that journey.
Mm-hmm. Last question, an inspiring one. Which is the one mindset shift that we need to take to fully unlock the value of data?
I think we as an organization need to understand that it's not about storing the data. It's about that we have data with the right and good quality, and that we especially use that then as the single truth we have and do the right decisions on it. So it's a kind of decision engine in future. And this will make all our decisions more predictable, more reliable, and most probably will also be much faster. And if we combine now this technology with the mindset and the people, this will be essential for the future journey. And we have a strong growth plan. I'm very optimistic that we meet this, so we are on a good way. And also, the topic we touched on today is an inspiring one and will be a key enabler for all we do now, not just in EMEA, but also in EMEA.